Hi, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Vanessa.
And welcome to Savor the Story, where books and snacks are life.
I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like my hair is very poofy. Like, the humidity right now is stupid. You're getting so close to the camera.
I'm trying to see it. It doesn't look poofy. It looks shiny.
Well, that's good. I've been dealing with a lot of shit with my hair lately, and today it's like frizzy and poofy. I'm done with the humidity.
Yes, we don't have that.
You don't have humidity right now?
Maybe we do. I don't fucking know. My hair.
Well,
my hair feels really like staticky, so I'm assuming we don't have any.
Okay, that's fair. I just know it's like 85 degrees and about to rain. So it's got to be like 90% humidity right now.
Yes.
And my hair is feeling it.
Yes, you have all of it.
Yes.
It's so weird not saying the intro, because you've told me that I'm not allowed to do it anymore.
I did not do that.
You fired me for my one thing.
Such a liar.
But it's so weird now because now I don't know when we've started or not.
As soon as I hit record, everything is fair game.
Okay. Fine.
Listen, I just listened to a podcast. I have a couple things to tell you real fast. One, I just listened to a podcast. It was all about best friendship, and now you're making me very angry because I was coming into this with love, and now you're blaming me for things.
You're like, you're my best friend, and I'm like, bitch.
Yes.
Like, fuck that, you're dead to me.
You're dead. We're done here. And then the second thing I want to tell you is right before we started, I dropped half of my water bottle on this couch, so my ass is very wet right now. Just so you know.
Man, you are... What you give to the pod really needs to be like talked about more. So everybody knows.
Yeah, my contribution is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, way more than me.
Listen to my wet ass stories. Yeah. And of course I had like 6 things sitting right here next to me, and I leaned forward, and of course the only thing that fell over was my water bottle. Like, of all the things that could have fallen over, of course it was my water bottle. And it just like soaked the entire chair. So
how nice. But at least I was gonna say, this is probably the only time I will ever be able to say, at least I have this crap chair where I never have to worry about that.
Or it's not gonna soak in all the water.
Exactly. Because I almost thought about bringing my chair from downstairs, my old work chair up here, and I was like, oh man, it'd be so comfy. And then I was like, no, I don't want to carry it.
One day though, maybe. One day you might. Really? What? You're not gonna one day be like, comfort is more important than carrying it up the stairs?
Maybe if I get Mike to do it.
Okay. Fair. Let's talk him into it.
I'm sure he'd do it if I just asked. So
you're probably right.
It's really just me now.
Yes. I do have book news to tell you. Are you confused by that?
No, because I remember sitting down this week saying, I need to write down my book news. And as soon as you said it, I was like, what is my book news?
Damn it.
Okay, you tell me yours and I'll think about what mine might be.
All right. Hopefully it wasn't the same thing. My book news is Cassandra Clare, who is the author of all of the Shadowhunter books, announced a new book, and there's a new trilogy coming out. That's the finale of all finales of all the Shadowhunter world.
Oh.
So the book that's coming out in December, it comes out on December 2nd. I've already pre-ordered it. If you want to pre-order the signed edition, Books A Million is doing it. So
oh, nice.
Go there or pre-order the signed edition. It's a collection of short stories, though, so it's not like part of the trilogy yet. It's its own thing. It's going to be a collection of short stories from 10 couples throughout the entire series. Okay. So,
like, what are they doing now, sort of thing?
That's kind of what it sounds like. It's supposed to be like love stories or whatever. So it's like all the couples that you love from over the series. So for people who don't know, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 different series within the whole world right now. Okay. So there's the main series that came out first, which is called The Mortal Instruments, and I think there's 6 books in that one. 6 books in that one. Then there's The Infernal Devices, which it's a trilogy and it's a prequel. And then there's The Dark Artifices, which is a trilogy that is set after The Mortal Instruments. And then there's another trilogy called The Last Hours, which is in between the prequel and the main series in timeline.
Okay.
And then this next trilogy that's going to be coming out, it just says early 2026, so there's no date on it yet. It's going to be called The Wicked Powers, and it's going to be after in timeline, like after, like present day, basically, so after the last trilogy. And apparently it's supposed to like blow everything up in the Shadowhunter world. Like the 3 books are called The Last King of Fairy, The Last Prince of Hell, and The Last Shadowhunter. So I don't know what all of that means, but I'm very excited about it. And I have a confession.
You already pre-ordered all the books.
No. If they were available, I probably would have.
Okay.
But no, my confession is I have not finished one of the trilogies.
So do you feel like you have to before you get these other ones?
Yes. I'm probably going to do it soon. I realized today that I pre-ordered the audiobook of it in like 2018 when it came out. I also realized I already have the Kindle of it, like the Kindle version that I pre-ordered in 2018.
Okay.
The reason I did not finish it or read it is because I didn't love this trilogy. I loved the main series is fantastic. The prequel, like the original prequel, The Infernal Devices, is my favorite among all of them. The one that comes after the prequel, it's okay. I liked it, but not as much as the other ones. And this one that's in present time, present time, like 2012, I think is when it first came out. I just didn't love the story as much. Like, so I read the first 2 and, I wanted to read the third one, obviously, because I pre-ordered it everywhere. But I just never read it. And so because I haven't read the first 2 in many years,
all right,
I went on YouTube and I watched an hour-long like recap of both books.
Okay. Not where I thought you were going with this.
No, I'm not going to reread them. That's definitely not happening. So I watched the recap, and as she was saying things, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, there's details obviously that I forgot, but the big picture I remember. So I will be reading the third one probably soon. And then I can officially say that I've read all of the Shadowhunter. I'm lying again, actually, because she has so many like offshoot like little novellas and like all. I have not read all of those. But as far as all of the main books, I'm only missing one.
Okay.
So, yes. So you'll probably be getting a review for that soon.
I only formally request that you at least tell us what happened in the first 2 books.
I will for sure ask the YouTubes to tell me what happened in the first 2 books.
Yeah.
I'll get a little recap from Mr. Chatty maybe, and then for the first two.
Yeah. Even if we just do the book descriptions, that way I'm like, oh, okay.
You have an idea of what's happening.
Right.
What if I just do like a whole Shadowhunter episode and I just give you what happens in all of the little series?
Maybe that would be best, because every time I see it in Barnes & Noble or Books A Million or whatever, I always pick it up and I'm like, I should read this. It's Vanessa's favorite. But then I immediately put it back because I'm like, if I don't like this, I will have to lie to her and say that I never read it. So
that would hurt my feelings. So actually, that was in the podcast I just listened to, like the whole best friend thing. There was a movie that each of them love that told the other one, like, you have to watch this movie, but you also have to love it because it will hurt my feelings. Like, it means so much to me that it would hurt my feelings if you did not like it. So that is exactly how I would feel about the Shadowhunter series.
Yes, that's why every single time I see it, I'm like, I pick it up and I'm like, I should read this. And then I'm like, maybe a different day.
So if you're going to read one, or any of them, I would say remember their YA. And remember I read them in like 2005 or whatever.
Okay.
When I first like fell in love with them. So I want to keep all of that in mind in case you ever read them, okay?
I don't know if I'd be able to put 2005 Nicole's goggles on.
No.
And then on top of that, I don't know, maybe we should have started there instead of Twilight.
Maybe.
That's all, because you're like, remember 2005 Vanessa, and I already did 2008 Vanessa. Like, come on.
You're right. Well, okay, so maybe one of them next year I'll pick the prequel trilogy, because that one is my favorite. I know, like, there's going to be Shadowhunter diehard people out there who are like, fuck you shouldn't start with Infernal Devices. You have to start with the main series because that's how she put them out there. Like, everyone says that you should read them in publication order, because at some point she does start mixing, like when the prequel comes out, the main series is still happening. And there's a lot of like crossover stuff within the world, like people that are the same and like objects that are the same and stuff. But to me, the prequel trilogy is like by far my favorite. Anybody that I ever recommend it to, I would say read the trilogy first before you read the main series. So maybe I'll do the Infernal Devices trilogy at some point next year for bonus bites.
All right.
Oh, I'll just have to brace myself for you to hate someone.
No, what'll happen is it'll be you talking. You'll be like, what'd you have thoughts on? And I'll be like, it was great. Like, I had no thoughts. Look, I have no sticky notes in
Nicole,
the whole section.
Don't make me hate you again.
I know, I'm trying.
Well, anyways, that's all my news. I'm really excited about the 10 short stories that's coming out later this year. Just because I think it'll be, if it's what I think it is, just like little love stories of like what a day in the life or something like that of the couples. Because I do really like a lot of the couples. So I think that's a cute little addition to the stories. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Did any of that jog your memory of what your book news was?
No.
Damn it.
No. So I have a book that I carry around, like a notebook that I carry around, and anytime I think of anything, I write it down. Okay. I couldn't find that book for a whole week. I found it today.
But it was too late for you to... But your thought was already gone?
Yeah, so this might be book news next week.
Okay.
If I can remember, I'll write it down.
Fantastic. All right, well, do you have a snack to tell me about?
What did I do? What did I do this weekend? I'm trying to think. Maybe it'll jog a snack. Oh yeah. So I know I sent you. I don't know if I sent you a text or the pictures or whatever, but this is fucking. I have people deliver my food for groceries because now that I'm working full time, I refuse to spend my weekend going grocery shopping.
Okay.
So I just get it all delivered or I go pick it up. And I fucked up in the app. And
Oh, that's right.
all I wanted was 3 individual bananas.
Okay.
And I must have, and it stopped me at 3 bananas. So I was like, even when I was clicking it, I was like, how come I can only buy 3 bananas? Like, that's fucking weird. Whatever. I only need 3 bananas. So,
Okay.
Double middle finger. And so, no, they came, I drove up, parked, they pulled in, or I pulled, like, they fucking put all my groceries in. They do all of that. I didn't do that. So I didn't even realize it until I got home and, like, started unloading the truck, or the car, and there's 3 bunches of bananas. I have over 20 bananas at my house right now.
Yes, you have so many bananas.
For 2 people. So I feel obligated to once again have a banana themed snack.
Did you make banana daiquiris?
No.
Okay, damn it.
Yeah, no. I had banana splits.
Okay.
Every single night for dessert, I've had a banana split.
Okay.
Mike's been using them in his shakes. So, I mean, we're going to go through them.
Of course.
But
just more than you would normally eat in a week.
Way more bananas than we normally eat. So, yeah, not because I want to, but because I feel obligated. All that shit talking last week about bananas, this is karma.
I think it is. It was like, I'll show you bananas.
Like, oh, you want bananas? I'm like, no.
No.
How come when I try to get things that I want, like lottery,
Right.
it's like, no.
You get bananas.
No, you get bananas. You won the banana lotteries. Like, dang it.
Oh, okay, great. So is banana split your
No,
snack
just
then?
fucking-
Just a banana.
300 bananas. Like, fuck. Just one banana.
Okay, great. I love that. Well, mine is not going to be anything banana related because
Fine.
fuck your bananas.
Fine. Sounds like your loss.
I think it is. My snack this week is we were in REI because why not? And this is where you buy snacks from, right?
I have never bought snacks from REI, but I'm excited to see where this goes.
They surprisingly have a lot of like snacks and food there, but specifically they have chocolate bars. And they have you ever heard of Tony Chocolonely?
Are those the giant ones?
Well, they do have some giant ones, but we bought an assortment, so they were all like little mini ones. So there was like 7 different flavors. But I had remembered a host from another podcast that I listened to. They talk about Tony Chocolonely all the time, and so I figured I would try it. So I had to claim 2 of the flavors before Tim demolished them all, of course. And the one that I claimed that I really liked was the caramel sea salt. So it was
That
just
tracks.
regular candy bar, Tony Chocolone. So I've always heard it as Tony Chocolonely, but on the bar there's an L, so it's lonely. Tony Chocolonely. So there you go. I'll put a picture. I took a picture of my candy bar, so I will put it here so you can see that I'm not lying about this L.
Okay, fine. I will send you a picture of my 3 dozen bananas.
I had one. You did send
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they make, if you go to like Kroger or whatever, Tony's, I think it's the same one. They have he makes giant ones.
I think so.
If it's not Tony Chocolonely, then there's another guy named Tony making candy bars out there, because he makes the huge ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have never had one, but my son swears by them.
They're really good. It was quite delicious. I will say though that it's cut weird. So you know how like in candy bars that's like little pieces are cut out so you could break it off. It's cut in like an abstract, like there's a line here and a line here, and I'm like, this does not make it easy for me to break this piece off.
Right, and then on top of that, you can't really tell how much you've eaten.
Right.
So if you're trying to track that shit, Tony's like, haha, I got you. Might as well just eat the whole thing.
That's exactly what Tim said. He was like, the cuts in this just means that I can't have little pieces. I have to eat the whole thing. There's no options. And I was like, okay.
Yes.
Did you remember your book news?
It wasn't book news.
Oh.
But she said Tim, and it made me remember. I am now friends with Tim's mom on Strava.
What?
I saw her on there. Hi, Tim's mom.
I'm not even friends with her on Strava.
Me and Tim's mom are Strava friends. And this is how I infiltrate your guys' life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You will never be able to untie the binds that tie us.
Oh, that's great.
This would be the name of our serial killer book.
Ooh.
Untie the binds. Tie us.
That's great. You guys can like each other's stuff now. Support each other.
She did. She liked one of my paddleboarding things. Yeah.
She's gonna be so supportive.
I know. It was great.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Welcome into our lives.
Yes. I was, because you know how I send the recommended people, and because the only people that I know are like on Strava are like you, Tim, friend of the pod, the other friend of the pod, like, I only know 4 people, so it's like, I wonder who this person is. I bet
with
that's
the
Tim's
same
mom.
Name. Right. Oh, that's funny. I'm so happy for you. I'm gonna have to ask her about it. And she'll probably be like, yay, I'm friends with Nicole now.
I hope she knew who I was when she accepted my friend.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Tim will be so happy too.
Yes. Tim will be happy.
Yes. Well, do you have anything else before we get into books?
No.
Okay, tell me about your books.
Are we doing
one book?
The first one?
Yes. And then
right.
and then we'll do
shared one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my first book is called You with a View.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It is by Jessica Joyce. I think I listened to this. Yes,
okay.
I listened. So this was a while ago.
Okay.
This was a couple months ago. I'm trying to catch up on all my books.
All right.
So audio, it is a rom-com or maybe just a romance. Okie dokie. So Noelle's grandmother has just passed away. And while going through her things, Noelle finds a box full of old pictures. There's a letter in there that hints at a story of a great love lost.
Okay.
The only problem is the love interest in this letter was not her grandfather.
Ooh, shit. Family drama.
Yeah, so she does what every other normal person would do if she wants to keep it a secret. She makes a TikTok video and posts it. Okay. And she's looking for the man in the picture.
Okay, so she's trying to identify him.
She's trying to identify him, right?
Okay.
So TikTok pulls through, and she meets Paul. And Paul is the man in her grandmother's pictures. And she finds out that her grandmother and Paul almost got married.
Did you say her grandmother passed away? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. And so weird, kind of how things line up in, romance is Paul's grandson is none other than Noelle's arch nemesis from high school.
Of course.
Theo. Or Teddy.
Okay.
So
that is so fucking weird. Can I tell you, I literally just listened to a podcast this morning where they had like a 5-minute conversation about the name Theodore, Teddy. Like, that's so weird. The universe just really wants me to know about this today. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So anyway, Paul offers to tell Noelle the story of her grandmother and him, and he also offers to do it, which I thought was really cool. He offers to do it while taking a cross-country road trip that was supposed to be Paul's and his grandmother's honeymoon trip.
Oh.
So they travel across the United States. They go to all these like national parks, and while they're in all these national parks, he gives her the like, because he has like a whole bunch of old letters that they wrote each other.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll give you the letters. I'll tell you about your grandmother and me, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she jumps all over that shit, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's another problem with this, though. Theo has to come along.
Of course he does. I was waiting for that.
Yes. So that's the book.
Okay. It sounds adorable.
Yes, it does. And it's, everybody knows I love books that are where the love story is told through letters. It is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I jumped all over this one.
Yeah.
So I will upfront say that Paul's and Noelle's grandmother, which I can't remember her name, their storyline was the best part of the whole book.
Yeah.
Which, you know, like with stuff like that, I feel like for me it normally is, because that's the part that I'm attached to, right?
Yeah.
The romance, the now time romance between Noelle and Theo was okay.
Okay.
But it was, a lot of it was like that angsty, like, we used to hate each other in high school. We were nemesis. Like, how can I...
But now you're so hot.
Yeah, but now you're so hot. All I could think about is getting in your pants.
Uh-huh.
So it was a lot of that.
Okay.
But there's not, like, a huge amount of, like, character development or the romance development. It kind of stays that way through the whole thing, you know? We also have to, I kept in mind, I was able to get through it. I think that probably would have normally bothered me, just the over and over repetitiveness of it.
Yeah.
I was able to get through it, though, because I was like, whatever, it's a romance book.
Yeah.
I want to know what happens in the letters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a cute story. I don't think it's going to stick with you after you're done reading it. Like, okay. You know, but it was nice to read if you're like, if you need a book, like a break, you want something light and it's not going to tax your brain any. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, some bad things. Okay. There is a third act breakup, which I'm not a fan of. Mm-mm. But I'm starting to... So, sorry, this is a side note, tangent. As I was writing my notes, I was like, what romances have I read lately that aren't third act act breakup?
They always have them.
I need to know.
It's so frustrating.
Yes, I was like, man... and I know I sent you a text today, the book that I'm listening to right now... There's a third act breakup, but it's in the last hour of the book. So it's like, it's not even a third act breakup. No. It's like I don't know, what is it? Last chapter breakup? Yeah. I don't even know. So to end my tangent, if anybody knows of a good romance that is not third act breakup, I would love to hear it. Yes. Because I would be willing, I want to read it and see what one is. You get bonus points if it also has letters in it.
I was going to say yes, if it has letters in it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
So I wasn't best pleased with the third act breakup. But I mean, it's not a deal breaker. Like I said, it happens in all the books. But another thing is oh my goodness, in this book, everybody is a liar.
Oh, fun.
And it's just ridiculous stuff. It's like, why does everybody have to lie? Especially by Noelle. Mm-hmm. Like, to give, like, I don't know, an example, she loses her job. And instead of just being, like, a normal adult who's like, oh, yes, I lost my job. That's why I can go on this trip. She just lies about it the whole time. And Teddy's lying about stuff the whole time. And her grandmother is somehow lying about stuff the whole time. And it was like, man, this is a lot of lying. So much so that I knew from page like 30 what that third act breakup was going to be about, because it just kept going. And I was like, well, this is going to be what they fight over, I can tell. And I was exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, that's always what happens when they lie about something in the book, because at some point the truth always has to come out and everyone's upset that they've been lied to.
Yeah, and I think whatever, whole bunch of liars, okay. But then it was also like Noelle's pissed at Teddy because he lied to her, but Teddy's pissed at Noelle because she lied to him, and I'm like, you both lied. Why are you both angry about being liars?
Just pissed off at each other.
Just fucking come to terms with the fact that you're both liars and this is your life now. So
okay.
I gave this one a 3.
That's so disappointing, because that premise sounds so good.
It does. It's the premise of the book, and probably the way I told it was adorable.
Yes.
But the story was nice. I liked the story aspect, but I think the characters were a little flawed, a little too flawed.
Okay.
Like, I understand everybody, we're all people and we all have problems, but I don't know. I've probably said it on a lot of reviews. Like, I'm not down with all of the lying.
Yeah.
Just have an adult conversation.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like it's all along that like miscommunication trope, the lying, the everything that has to do with anything that could be better from just having a conversation. I don't like any of those things.
Yeah. So yeah, I give it a 3.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. Well, I'm not gonna try and go back.
Okay.
3 bananas.
3 bananas. 3 actual bananas, or 3 bunches of bananas?
Individual bananas. I'll put you guys through 3 bunches of bananas.
That's good. So I actually need a Y title for my A to Z challenge. And as you were saying how cute it was, I was like, oh my God, I should listen to this one. And then you started going down, and now I don't know what I should do.
If it gets to December
and I have to have a Y,
do it.
Okay.
Because I don't think it was a long read. I think it was only like 8 hours.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I will add it to my possibility list.
Emergency list.
Yes. If I don't get one before then. Okay. All right. Well, now we have a buddy read.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. We did warn you it was coming last week. It is Caught Up by Navessa Allen. Book 2 of the Into Darkness series. I wrote down the triggers again. Do you want them?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Triggers are sexually explicit, including multi-partner discussion and scenes, as well as cam work, sex work, mafia and organized crime, blackmail, coercion, religion, child abuse, slut-shaming, and remembered domestic abuse and bullying. There's also alcohol, gambling, smoking, blood violence, brief gore, stalking, mention of serial killers and their crimes, and some off-page alluded to cannibalism. And finally, it contains voyeurism, exhibitionism, bondage, breath play, primal play, fear play, and light BDSM. That's everything.
Thank you for writing those down.
You are welcome. It was not as much as Lights Out. It's not as I didn't think there was as much as Lights Out, but there's still a lot of things that people could be triggered by here. And then I did write down a little description, but do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I would love for you to do it. Because when I took my notes, I was betting on you having something.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so Junior, who we met in book 1, who is Allie's cousin from the first book, is in the family business. the mob, and he wants out. He wants to have a legitimate business and a life, and most of all, he wants Lauren. Lauren is a girl that he had a thing with in high school, and when her friend and their families find out, shit blows up, and things ended very badly for them. Lauren is now a cam girl and a part owner of a play club where all your fantasies can be realized, and is a sex activist. And Junior might just be her biggest fan and supporter. He's decided that it's time, that he no longer just watches online, and he's ready to make the changes in his life to make her his. That's basically the story.
Yep. So I listened to this.
So did I.
Yes. And I listened to this because I so thoroughly enjoyed
Lights Out.
Lights Out. The male narrator, Teddy Hamilton. Another Teddy.
Fantastic.
He was great.
Yes.
I loved him.
Okay, so I have a couple of notes on him.
Okay.
One, for the most part, I felt like he was fine. Like, enjoyable, like nothing crazy. Two complaints. One is every time he said the chapter name, he sounded very angry. He was like, chapter 42. Like, okay, bro, calm down. Funny story. I just listened to another book with him as a narrator. Same thing. He says the chapter in a very angrily, like, questionable way. And then my second downfall for him is his voice for Josh was fucking terrible.
Yes.
There's not very many of them, but Junior as Josh was terrible.
He was terrible for any time he was doing anybody else's voice.
Oh, you didn't like him doing anyone's voice?
No, because like when he was doing his, like, specifically, I noticed it when he was doing his brother's voice, but then it started like, he sounds like Homer Simpson. So,
okay, I did not get Homer vibes, but I get what you're saying.
I totally got Homer Simpson vibes. So after I pinpointed Homer Simpson, I wasn't able to unhear it out of anybody else.
Okay.
So
his I didn't get it from, like, his brother's voice definitely was a little weird. It wasn't to the point where I thought, like, too much about it, because I didn't really have, like, a baseline for him. I think that's why I felt so weird about his voice for Josh, because I was like, we have a baseline and that is not like, he almost gave him like a high pitched voice. And I was, but yeah, I actually had a little spot in my notes that says narrator notes, because I did want to talk about those three. Lauren took me a minute to get into, like, her voice. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It was about average.
Yeah.
It wasn't her friend, her roommate, or whatever. It took me longer to get used to her friend's voice than it took me to get used to Lauren's. Like, the first half of the book, I was just like, oh my god, I can't listen to Taylor's voice.
Yes. I did like that they had a third narrator for her other friend. I liked that. I liked all three narrators. Well, yeah, whatever. It's the friend that the other roommate that they have. Yeah. They had their own
I can't remember.
Narrator. But in comparing, I did some comparison. I tried to look at it on its own, but comparing Lights Out to Caught Up, I think I liked Lauren better overall, like better than Allie. But between Josh and Junior, like, I don't think there's a...
No.
Josh is for sure the winner there.
Yeah, 1000%. I agree. If there's anybody out there who thinks it's the opposite, I need you to speak up.
Yes.
Because Josh is adorable. He's funny. He's awkward in a cute way. Like, I mean, I don't know. Junior was just angry and...
He was angry.
Horny the whole time. I don't know.
All right. Tell me how you felt about this one. We basically talked about everything now except for what we actually thought about the book.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm interested to see. I'm gonna keep watching all of the reviews as they come in, as people are reading it, because it looks like it's split pretty, like you either love it or you are not really a fan. I think I'm in the second group.
I am too.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been feeling like I was seeing the same thing in reviews. Like, remember I told you that I had seen all the reviews of people reading the arc saying that it was like better than Lights Out. And so I was like, oh, whatever. And now when it came out, I started seeing all the reviews, like people, so many 5 stars. This book was 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
the most I would give it is 3.
Same. To me, so I'll just tell you, to me, this book was nothing. It was porn. That's all it was.
Yeah.
There was no storyline. Like, the storyline was sex. So,
Yes.
like, I had no problems with the type that they were, like, what they were doing, right? I had no problems with her sex work. I enjoyed her activism. I liked the, like, freedom of, like, people wanting to do whatever they want in a safe way. Like, all of that was great. But that was the only plot.
Yes.
Other than Junior wanting to get out of the mob, which was like 12% of the book.
Correct. And then it was so easy for him to just leave.
Yeah.
It's the mob.
Right.
Like, if it was that easy to leave the mob, everybody would do it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
If somebody said you could try the mob and if you don't like it, we'll let you go, I'd be like, all right, sign me up. I'm going to try the mob. I wouldn't have done it. Like, it's like,
no.
Air Force, Army, Marines, the mob. Like,
my options.
Go to college, technical college. Like, I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, he just, really, I don't know. It was
his dad. He tells his dad there was some light strangulation, strangling, and then that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
And then his dad was over it.
Right.
So.
Basically, I feel like Josh has a lot of pull with his like tech skills or whatever. Basically, he threatened him into being like, you're going to be okay with me and you're going to be okay with Junior and you're just going to deal with it. And that was that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like at least Lights Out, there was like a plot to it. There was other things happening. Like there was, it revolved a lot around like sex and play and like all that kind of stuff. But it was like a story, where this did not feel like a story to me.
No.
It just felt like, because everything in Lauren's storyline was sex. Like there was other people's sex, not even their own sex. Like it's just like everywhere. So it just wasn't like, it was okay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it felt like anything that wasn't the sex plot was setting up for book 3.
Yeah.
Now that I know that there's a book 3, like, I can look back at it and be like, oh, okay, the whole, like, him finding the guy for Lauren and then him meeting the guy for Lauren, I was like, oh, this is all set up for book 3.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's definitely, my theory is that it's going to be Josh's friend that we're going to follow in book 3. Do you...
Oh, yeah.
Travis, I think
Travis is his name. Yes.
That's my guess for book 3, is that it's going to follow him and that girl.
Yeah. Do you have any theories on what that is?
I don't know, because didn't they say she was like, she had an accent, right? And she was very beautiful. So is
she also in the mob? Who knows?
Is she,
a different mob?
Right. Right. In the mob. Is she also... I hope that she's not also in sex work somehow, because then I feel like we're just going to have the same storyline with as Lauren.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm going to say something, and
Okay.
It's a theory, but it's not a serious theory.
Okay.
Okay, so the only reason I bring this up, and maybe, I don't know if I was just hyper aware of it, but I have to know, what is Navessa's deal with cannibals?
Yes.
Literally every single person she in this book, separately and at a different time, brings up cannibalism. And so now in my brain, as I'm listening to this book, I'm like, how many cannibals are there out there? What percentage of the population are cannibals that this is a legitimate concern? It's like when
Navessa has a fetish or something.
Right. I was like, she's trying to bring it back, or like,
let's not bring that back.
Like, I don't know what's going on, and maybe like trying to make it mainstream, make it okay. I don't fucking know, but like, I even went as far as to Google what's the percentage of the population in the history of humans are we cannibals, and it was like documented. The internet, this is ChatGPT, Mr. Chatty, told me that documented cases of cannibalism throughout human history is like a few dozen to 100 cases.
I would say that's a pretty good guess.
Yes, and that's not including people who do it for survival.
Sure, of course.
And then
this
like
is people who do it for
people who are doing it for fun.
Yes.
So like,
okay.
I have to know, Navessa, please tell me, where are all these cannibals? I feel like, you know how when you're little and you're taught, like, hey, if you're ever caught on fire, you should stop and roll. If I missed out on a core knowledge as a child, where I should be like, you know, they say, like, you need to get tattoos so cannibals won't eat you. So,
oh my goodness.
So working that into my theory.
Okay.
My theory is that Travis, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, his love interest is a cannibal.
I'm gonna hope that she's not. But okay. Just like taking by like if the trigger warning says like part of him is eaten, I'm gonna be like, I'm out. I don't know if I want to listen to her like bite into him.
Right. So I expect there to be cannibalism talked about off, like, or mentioned off. But if it just says cannibalism. We're done. I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
But so that's my working theory, and it's only because, if you remember correctly, he comes to the dinner, and they're all together, and they're like, "Oh, are you hungry?" And she's like, "Oh no, I have a special diet." I was like, "She's a cannibal." I knew it.
Say that. Oh no, I don't love this. I hope for everyone's sake that you're wrong.
So
okay, well, great. All right, so we both landed on like 3 stars, three-ish. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't feel like the chemistry was really there, not like in the first book.
No.
It was just, you know, Navessa was like, "Oh, you perverts like lights out?"
Right.
Bet I'm gonna write something worse. Yes. And then she didn't. She just wrote something more smut.
More smutty. Yep. Yeah. Definitely more smutty. Oh, all right. Well, that's enough of Junior. Now I'm gonna tell you all about Finlay Donovan. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is book 2 of the Finlay Donovan series. It's called Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead by Elle Cosimano. I listened to it on audio, and if you need a reminder, it's mystery humor. And remember, I only read this because the epilogue of book 1 made me do it. Okay, so this one picks up right where the first one drops off. Finlay Donovan is again struggling to finish her next book. Luckily, she made it out of book 1 of this series with no charges from the dead man that she had with her. And there are no new dead bodies this time.
Oh, good.
However,
Oh.
there is a site that is posing to be like a safe space for women to complain about their husbands and just like general shitty men. And that site turns out to actually be a site that these women can hire a contract killer to take out said bad man.
Jeez.
Finley's ex-husband seems to have landed himself as a target on the site, and Finlay must stop it and find out who ordered the hit and why.
Does she want to, though?
She does. She does not hate him.
Okay.
Yeah, like they had a little bit of a rough time initially in their divorce, but like overall, she does not hate him, and ultimately, she wants her kids to still have their father.
Fine. Boring.
So she wants to find out like who ordered it, why did they order it, because ultimately this site is supposed to be for men who are doing like really terrible things. So she's like, what are you doing that's making someone think that you deserve to die? And then also like why, like who is the person that actually took the contract as well. So she's trying to find out all the things. Also what's happening is the hot detective is falling for her, and she must keep him at bay while she does her dealings with the Russian mob, who is trying to stop a hitman from taking out her ex.
Okay.
So in the first one, she ended up getting like a connection to the mob in some roundabout way. And in this one, they're basically like, we'll help you out with your problem if you owe us a favor. And so that's all happening while the hot detective man is hanging around.
All right. That makes sense. Okay.
So I still liked this one. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it definitely was like, it was still fun. It was still crazy. This one's getting a little more unbelievable, but but still fun. It fell a little bit flat for me compared to the first one specifically. We do find out who put the post on the site, but we don't find out who accepted the offer to take the hit. So that takes us into the next book, because she still wants to find out like who's accepting the hit for it, because she doesn't want that person to still try to like follow through on it. So I think that might have contributed a little bit to like my desire for completeness and like closure and stuff.
Yes.
So the fact that I didn't get the second part of that, I feel like might have helped it a little bit, but I still rated it 3.5 chocolate bars.
Nice.
So I'm still in it. I still am really enjoying it. And book 3 is next week.
Yay.
Actually, I think next week I'm going to do book 3 and 4. So be
Next
ready
week
for that.
or the week after?
Oh, the week after, because next week we're doing a mid-year check-in.
Mid-year check-in.
Yeah, so our next regular episode, I'll do books 4 and 5, and or 3 and 4. Sorry,
You don't get to hear about 3.
no, you get to. It's over. Oh, but I did forget in the last episode. I forgot to mention each of the books is set in like a certain month, and so the first book is set in October. Book 2 is set in like November, December. 3 is January. 4 is February. 5 is February, March. And then the new book comes out in March. So that one will be, so if you start the books, like if you read one a month starting in October, you will get the new book when you finish, and it'll be set in March. So
Nice. That's
something
cool.
to think about if somebody wants to like follow the timeline of the stories.
Yes, if you're a person who can just buy a book and then hold on to it.
Yes, and just read one a month and that's it. Or not be immediately intrigued into what the next story is as soon as you finish it, because that's what happened to me. I finished all 5 of them in like a week and a half. So, oh, there's that. All right. Are you ready for our discussion?
Yes.
There's not much left in here. All right. Do you have any auto-buy authors or books? I think I might have a couple.
No.
I think that author for me might have become Alan Eskins. I do think at this point now I've read enough to and have enjoyed all of them that if he comes out with a new book, at like 99% sure I'll probably read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, like, Rachel Gillig. I honestly, I don't know a lot about her as an author. I really liked One Dark Window, and I know she has The Night and the Moth, which I have a copy of and I need to read it. I think as soon as I saw she had a book out, it was pre-ordered before I even knew what it was about.
Right.
But I also couldn't tell you if she's written anything before that, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if that fits the ticket exactly.
I think so. Like if you know for sure that you like would be interested in something else that she wrote, like immediately.
Yeah. There is I just read one of her books. I have to find it.
Well, another one of her books?
No, another author.
Oh. I do think potentially Rebecca Yarros might be one for me too, because obviously I like Fourth Wing, but of the like 2 or 3 romances that I've read of hers, I've also really enjoyed those. So I feel like I think she calls them contemporary romances or whatever. I liked all of them enough that I think I will continue to read them as she puts them out.
Yeah. So. Her name is Susanna Kearsley.
Okay.
I know her for her time slip romances.
Okay.
And she writes other stuff, it's like some paranormal romance and just some like historical romance. I don't want to say that I will auto read anything.
Okay.
But it's pretty close.
Yeah.
There's a couple of her books. I've actually DNF'd one of her books. So I don't want to say it's like a done deal, but I am, with her books, when they come out, I am more willing to pick them up and try them.
Okay.
Even if they cost me money.
Okay.
Which is kind of a big deal for me, because usually I stick to the Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
And then, she's also one of the authors that I'll go back and read if I feel like I'm slumping. I read a couple of her books a couple weeks ago, so I don't want to say it carried me out of a slump, but it was nice to be able to just read her books and
all right. So I feel like we have a couple. I was gonna say maybe Cassandra Clare could be on that for me, but also I just told you that I haven't read one of her books from 2018, so I don't know if I can. But to be fair, I also did then read like The Ragpicker King and The Swordcatcher specifically because it was Cassandra Clare, even though it wasn't Shadowhunter. So I feel like she's probably another one of them that I would like, no matter what, I'm probably gonna give it a try. But yeah.
Yes. And I really liked,
Stephanie Meyer is for sure on your list, right?
I was trying to keep that a secret, Vanessa. I can't wait for her to come out with another book.
So she's definitely not one for me. But after Twilight, she did come out with a book called The Host. So this was however long ago, 2015 or whatever it was. I think I read about 2 chapters and I was like, no, you were a one
trick pony. Dang it.
Yeah.
I really liked, this was before I read Where the River Be Flowin'. But Isabella Ibanez, Ibanez.
I think it's Ibanez.
Ibanez. Thank you. I really liked What the River Knows. So maybe it was the library. Whatever the library was doing. Jesus Christ. I really liked What the River Knows.
Yeah.
And I ended up reading another one of her books.
Oh, okay.
And it was cute and I liked it. And so that's why I was so excited for the library, because I was like, oh, this is so cute. And there's actually 2 other books that she has that are on my list to read.
Okay.
And now I have mild concerns. So
fair.
It's another one that I'm kind of like,
she could potentially be like an auto-buy author, but
yeah, like ask me 6 months ago, I would have been like, yes, I will buy whatever she has. But now I'm kind of like, okie dokie.
All right. So. Well, yeah, I can't think of any other ones, any other authors. I'm actually surprised that I even had some that I could come up with, because I feel like authors' names for me are always so
hard.
Yes. I always forget authors' names. Oh, I'm going to add one more. Sorry. I think I might add Ashley Elston to my list. Because I've read 4 by her, I think, and I've loved all 4 of them. And so I feel like at this point now, I feel like Ashley Elston would be one of those where if she comes out with something new, I would probably accept it into my life.
I'm trying to look through my stuff to see if there's anybody.
I was going to say, did you find somebody else?
No. Well,
okay.
No, I guess if you want to call it book news, Jacqueline Benson, who came out with the, what is that series called? The Raiders of the Arcana series. Book 1 and book 2 are out, and I liked both of those books. Book 3 comes out at the end of the year, I think, November. That was just announced. I will auto read that.
Ben Aronovich.
I know I was gonna say that. I was like, I feel like I have to say I will read.
You do.
But I don't know if I would read any of his other stuff.
Okay.
I'll continue to read Rivers of
this
London
series, right?
Yeah,
okay.
But I don't know if I would branch out and do any of his other stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
all right. Well, I think that's a pretty good list for us. I feel like we actually had some good answers this time, and not just like, I don't know.
Yeah. It helped that I was like, what does my phone think?
Right. All right. Well, let us know who your auto-buy authors or books or whatever are. Go to our website, savorthestorypod.com. Go to all of our socials, Savor the Story Pod. Send us all of your thoughts, feelings, comments on all the books that we've read, that we haven't read, that you've read. Tell us all the things.
Answer all my questions.
Yes, answer all of Nicole's queries. And give us likes and thumbs ups and thanks. We love you. Okay, bye.
Bye. Get out of here.